Welcome to episode 3 of my pregnancy series. My name is Peace Amewowo. I'm the founder and CEO of Single with a Life and Married with a Life. You can follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We have a lot of videos there for singles and couples. So if you want to be an effective person, whether you are married or single, you can always follow us there and benefit from our teachings. My husband and I also run Turning Point coaching services on Zoom, where we prepare singles towards their marriages. If you're already married and you want more knowledge to help you continue to develop yourself whilst married, you can also register to join the classes. The Facebook page has all the modules, the prices, and the times that these classes are run. So you can register through the Facebook page, or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. My number is 0044 7506 009931. 0044 7506 009931. I also have a YouTube channel in my name, Peace Amewowo. Please like our various Facebook pages and the YouTube channels. Don't forget to click on the bell so that when we upload new videos, you will be notified. Thank you. In my previous video, I spoke about the various symptoms that I had during the first trimester, which is from week 4 to week 12. In today's video, I'm going to go into details about what actually made the first trimester very challenging for me. And then I will share the various ways that I was able to deal with them. Just in case you are currently pregnant, congratulations to you. I believe that there will be something in this video that you can learn from. If you are not experiencing any of the challenges that I'm going to talk about, it's still fine because everybody is different. And if you are currently having a tough time, I can assure you that it will get better and God will give you the grace to push through, because this is a very exciting journey, and the victory will come on the day of delivery when you hold your baby in your hands. That is what I'm looking forward to as well. So you are all welcome on board. Thank you for joining me. I think the first thing that actually made this whole first trimester very challenging was the word morning sickness. Because as the name goes, it feels as if it's a sickness that only takes place in the morning. But I discovered that it wasn't like that. It was every day around the clock. The symptoms, the sickness was just there, which made it very challenging. Throughout the first trimester, there wasn't any single day that I could say that today I felt good throughout the day. There wasn't anything like that. And actually, when I count the number of times that I worked during the first trimester, it wasn't up to 2 weeks because of how challenging it was. Apart from the fact that the sickness was constant throughout the day, the symptoms also were dynamic. I couldn't say that today I'm feeling nauseous and I've been able to find a solution to it, so yay, I have championed it. No. The next day, something else comes that is totally different, that is so hard. And I was wondering how I'm going to be able to survive each of the various symptoms that I was experiencing and be able to carry this pregnancy full time. But I had to literally learn to take each day as it comes and also make use of positive declarations. One of the scriptures that really encouraged me was Philippians 1 verse 6. And it says that being confident of this, he who has begun a good work in you will carry it on to completion unto the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. So this scripture really encouraged me to know that if God has been faithful enough to give me this seed, to give me this pregnancy, he will also give me the grace and the strength to be able to carry it to full term. So that was how I was able to deal with the various symptoms that I was experiencing each day. The other thing that made the first trimester challenging was loss of appetite. Literally, I wake up each day not knowing what I want to eat. I'm not feeling for any food. Apart from oats, which I normally would eat for breakfast, there was nothing else in the kitchen that appealed to me. I couldn't think of anything that I really wanted to eat without feeling nauseous. Because when I think of any food, I start feeling like the food is smelling all of a sudden, and I feel like I want to throw up. So because of that, I will literally be sitting there until I'm so hungry. And the interesting thing about this type of hunger is that it's not the kind of hunger that I can say, let me wait for another 1 hour before I eat. Once I start feeling it, it's like, give me food now. And the question is, which food? Nothing is coming to me. My husband will ask me, what are you slightly craving for? Or what are you slightly feeling for? And I will say nothing. I'm not feeling for anything, and yet I'm so hungry. How I dealt with the loss of appetite and intense hunger was literally to decide to eat anyway. So I had to force myself to eat something, whether I like the food, whether I'm craving for it or not, whether I feel it's smelling or not. That was no longer important. The most important thing is I need to survive. I need this baby to be alive. So whatever I would do to make sure that I'm not dying out of hunger, I had to do it. So healthy eating literally flew out of the window. There's a corner shop close to us. I will literally run there. If it is biscuit, if it is bread that I can pick, I will pick it. I had this quinoa and millet bread, which is a healthy option. So I bought it and I put it in the kitchen cabinet. I bought biscuits, anything that I can easily grab, and eat. I had almonds as well that I can easily pick on. And sometimes I just go to the kitchen when I'm hungry like that. I will literally close my eyes, close my nose and eat. Okay, because the most important thing now was survival, which I did. I noticed that if I don't eat within 1 to 2 hours, I will start feeling the intense hunger. And then it comes with this discomfort or stomach pain. So because of that, I started eating frequently. Okay, sometimes I would just do omelette and then bread, or I will go and get chicken and chips. And these are things that I normally would not eat, but survival. Okay, and sometimes too, I can just make a little bit of smoothie and eat. But literally, I had to eat frequently, and I ate smaller portions frequently. So because I was eating every 1 to 2 hours, it meant that I was eating like 5 to 6 times a day, which was ridiculous. I was now thinking about my weight. But interestingly, in the first trimester, I didn't really put on too much weight, even though I was eating a lot. I believe maybe because of the sickness, that also helped to control things. Another difficult thing was the nausea. I was nauseous all the time, and the thought of food just made me feel like vomiting. Also, the whole house started smelling, even though according to my husband, nothing was smelling. But when I opened the fridge, when I entered the kitchen, everything was smelling. The radiators were smelling. I never knew radiators had a smell until I got pregnant. So anytime the heating was turned on, it will start smelling so strong, and I feel like vomiting, or I start producing a lot of saliva. We've got this air freshness that we use in the house. I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't even stand lip gloss. So my lips were always very dry and peeling. I couldn't use any lip gloss because the lip gloss was smelling and it made me want to vomit. So how I was able to deal with the nausea was to identify the various things that made me feel nauseous. So most of the time we turn off the heating, which my husband found very challenging because sometimes it feels like the house was cold. And usually I don't like a cold house, but for me to survive, for me not to feel like everywhere is smelling and then I start feeling like vomiting or having a lot of saliva in my mouth, I would say, please turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. And so sometimes he just had to turn it off, and then the house is cold, but I was fine. And then the air freshness, we turn it off as well, because normally we plug it into the socket, and then the fragrance fills the whole house, but we had to turn it off as well. And then I also got Vaseline, because Vaseline does not have any smell, any fragrance, so I was able to use it for my lips. The next challenging thing was frequent urination, which somehow makes sense, because when you are pregnant, it's recommended that you drink a lot of water. So naturally, you would feel like visiting the loo often. But the interesting thing is how intense it feels. Okay, so when I feel like weeing, it's almost like my bladder is so full and I need to empty it now. So I will rush to the toilet, and I'm sitting on the seat, and it's taking so long for the urine to come out. And when it eventually comes out, it's just 1 drop or 2 drops, and I'm fine. I was like, this is so strange. I thought I'm so pressed. I thought my bladder is so full. What happened? You know, and it's also annoying because, especially in the night, I have to wake up frequently and go and urinate. And one day we were at the shopping center, and I felt like I need to wee now. Unfortunately, there was no public toilet around, so we rushed down to the house. I went to the toilet, and it was just 2 drops. I said to my husband, this thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so with that one, there was nothing much that I could do, because I still needed to drink water anyway. So I just made sure that immediately I feel like weeing, I go and wee. Okay, I don't keep it for too long. And when we are going somewhere, I will make sure where we are going is the public toilet around. If there is no public toilet, I don't go. My husband goes alone, because I don't want to go and then rush him, and then we are running and running and running to come back home. If you have not been spitting during your pregnancy, thank God for your life. Because it's one of the things that really has made this pregnancy difficult. If I started producing excessive saliva from week 7, and I'm now in week 16 in my 2nd trimester, and I'm still salivating. Today, I've not used the gum. I noticed that from week 14, it started going down a bit. I'm able to swallow the saliva a bit, but then it's not completely gone. Okay, so how I've tried to manage that is to get a spitting pot. So this is my spitting pot. It's actually my folic acid and vitamin D container. When I finish using it, I just turned it into a spitting pot. And the reason is because I didn't want my husband to see the content. So I will advise that don't use anything that is clear. If it's transparent, that can be seen through, don't use it, because some men can't stand you spitting. Even me, I can't stand myself spitting. Okay, so I'm being considerate of my husband, that when he's eating or when he's around me and I'm spitting, I know it's very uncomfortable for him, and so I try to make sure that he doesn't see the saliva itself. So I'm using this to contain it, and I also use the gum. This is the extra mint. I just have one in my mouth to help me, especially when we are going out for shopping, or I'm going for my antenatal appointment. I use it. And sometimes when my husband is eating and I'm sitting by him, I use it as well, so that I will not be spitting into the container. The next difficult thing was excessive tiredness. I got tired very easily. So sometimes taking the bin out, walking down and up the stairs, cleaning the house, cooking, cleaning the bathroom, these all became very difficult for me to do. By the time I finished doing them, I will literally have to lie down for hours before I can recover. So what I did was to take it easy on myself. I only did the things that I could do. Okay, so during the 1st trimester, I didn't cook a lot. My husband helped to clean the house most of the time. And when I'm able to clean the bathroom, I clean the bathroom. I just gauged myself and my energy level. So on the days that I feel like, okay, today I feel more energetic, I will use that opportunity to go and clean the bathroom or clean the house or cook. Okay, but I did not put any pressure on myself. So I was still conscious of the fact that I'm still a wife, I have a husband, and I have to make sure that the house is in order. There should be food for my husband, even if I do not want to eat. Okay, so what I did was, if there was any household chores that I'm not able to do it, I will explain how I'm feeling to him and assure him that I will do it. And most of the time, immediately I feel strong on a particular day or time, I will quickly carry out the household chores. And there were days that we had to buy food from outside, if there was no cooked food and I couldn't make it immediately, we'll get it from outside. So if you are a husband and you are watching this video, please, this is the time that you show so much support. Because if you think about it, the husband doesn't really do much when it comes to pregnancy, apart from the fact that, yes, you deposit the sperm, but the 9-month journey is the woman that will go through. All the symptoms, you don't go through them. Okay, and I was jokingly saying to my husband that God should have done it such a way that the man deposits the sperm, goes through all the symptoms, and the woman just carries the pregnancy. Because I feel like it's so unfair that the woman has to go through all these things and the baby is for both of us. If you think about what the woman has to go through to be able to birth your baby, I think it's worth you giving her the support that she needs at this time. Be more understanding. If you can cook, cook. Okay, if you can't cook and you are able to get something from outside in the meantime, try and do that, because the first trimester is the most challenging phase. And once you come out of the first trimester, things get better and she can bounce back and do the various things that she needs to do. Okay, and the woman too, don't take this as an opportunity to be lazy or to ignore your responsibilities. I know it is hard, but gauge yourself. There are days and times, it could be maybe in the afternoon or in the mornings, you feel like you feel a little bit better. Use that time to quickly do the things that you need to do to ensure that the home is still running peacefully. The last but not least aspect of what made the first trimester difficult was heartburns. I noticed that normally when I go to bed, whilst I'm lying down, I'll feel this hot sensation in my throat and in my chest. And this normally happens after I've had food that has a lot of pepper in it. Okay, so spicy foods. I'm the type that likes a lot of pepper. I like my food to be hot and spicy. So how I've been able to deal with that is that when I cook, I either don't put any pepper in it at all, or I put very little pepper. However, the catch is there are some times that the food doesn't have any pepper in it, and still after a few hours of eating and I go and lie down, I will start feeling the chest pain or the heartburn. So I don't know whether it's just the pregnancy, but these are my observations. So if you are currently having a lot of chest pain, try and avoid spicy food and oily food. And also, if you are going to have any of those, try and probably have them in midday, not very close to bedtime, because when it's very close to bedtime, that's when it becomes intensified. The almighty and last challenge of the first trimester for me was sleeplessness, insomnia. I think not able to sleep properly in the night is something that may go on throughout the pregnancy. I don't think it's just for the first trimester. But why it was so difficult for me in the first trimester is because of the positions that I'm meant to sleep. I understand that in the first trimester, because the baby is not that big, you can sleep on any side. You can even sleep on your back or your on your tummy, and apparently you wouldn't do any harm to the baby. But I wanted to prepare myself ahead of time, because naturally I'm not the type that sleeps on my side. I normally sleep on my tummy, but on my side of the head. I don't know how to explain it. So when I did my studies about pregnancy, or even when I went for my first meeting, my first appointment with the midwife, I was told that the recommendation is to sleep on the left side. So ideally, you shouldn't be sleeping on your back or on your front, on your belly, especially from the second trimester. Okay, so I just wanted to start preparing myself from the first trimester so that I can get used to it before it gets to the point where my tummy is now very big and I'm so restricted. So that is what I think has made it very difficult. I'm not able to sleep in the night at all. And then because I have to wake up and go and wee frequently too, that also makes it very difficult. So maybe go to bed a bit early, because normally I realize that when it is dawn or early mornings, that's when I now want to sleep. And then hunger also steps in and I have to wake up and go and eat, or I have to go to work. So how I have dealt with the sleepless night is literally to embrace it as part of the pregnancy journey. Okay, I'm aware that there are pregnancy pillows that can make the sleeping position very comfortable or much better, but I haven't bought one yet, so I can't recommend it or vouch for it. I've heard those who have used it have testified. So if you feel that would help you, definitely by all means get one. Okay, but just bear it in mind that the sleepless night is probably going to be here for a long time until baby is finally in your hands. This brings us to the end of episode 3. I hope that you have picked some tips to help you manage with your first trimester symptoms. And if you are currently pregnant or you've had your baby already, would you say the first trimester is hard or easy? What made it hard or easy for you? I would like you to answer that in the comments to help other new mommies to benefit from your experience. Once again, I would like you to follow Single with a Life and Married with a Life on Facebook and YouTube. Also, contact me if you want to register for the marriage preparation class. You can contact me from the Facebook page on Turning Point Coaching Services, or send me a WhatsApp message 00447506009931. That's my number. And you can also subscribe to Peace Amewo YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. So thank you once again for watching this video. God bless you. Bye.